Morning, everyone, and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel where hot rodding and romance do coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum. Welcome to an in your face live stream. It's going to be a little heartfelt. It's going to deal with, thank you, Miss Kelly. Appreciate y'all being here. We're going to do our usual. We're going to kind of sit around for the first about 5 to 10 minutes, kind of chill out, kind of get caught up with everyone. Um, you know, but it's gonna be one of those ones where I'm gonna kind of lay it out, and I'm gonna this person's getting outed, but I'm not gonna mention their name. Two reasons. Number one, I work with the guy. Hey, what's going on, Megan? Number one, I work with the guy, and he, after his little stunt yesterday, he actually is now running the risk of losing his job. Hey, what's going on, Ron? But the other thing is that I'm going to definitely take the high road here with the simple fact that number one, what he's saying is a bunch of BS. But number two, I don't want you guys to go over to his channels. Okay, none of that. If I tell you where to find him, then you'll go over and look at it. It's one of those things. So we're going to dive into basically at about the 5 to 10 minute marker. Depends on how many people make it in this morning. Mainly, I want to make sure that I say hi to everyone as best as I can, because once this train starts rolling, it's going to be a lot of I'm going to lay it out, and I don't want to miss a beat. Good morning, Ron. Good morning, Chevy. We got Megan in here. I've got a funny feeling that this is going to be a very important stream. I'm going to definitely do my very, very, very best to take that high road today. I'm going to be open and honest. I'm still a little ticked off. I know where the guy lives. And if y'all know what I was like before I got sober, thank goodness for sobriety. We'll leave it at that. Okay. Thank God I'm sober today. I haven't got to see it yet, Chevy, but I seen that you got a video up about your dog. I got to put some videos up about the kitty cats. I got this one real cute one you guys will love, where my big cat Taver is actually sitting there grooming the kitten Zelda, who's cute as heck. Um, we need another successful day. Well, I'm going to show you guys how we're going to overcome this. Last night, I was all upset. My stomach was hurting and everything. I mean, you know, and y'all got to understand, if it would have been someone I didn't know or something like that, I would care less, really. But I know the guy. And, I'm going to give the inside track on this.
He's a supposed friend of yours.
Hmm.
Like he asked for.
Yeah, I'll put it like this. I've given him ride home. I've given him rides home in Project Spirit because he can't drive. We'll get to all of that.
I've
Yeah.
given him rides.
Princess Faye's giving him rides in her own project car. So it's like that. Like I said, I work with the guy. Clock out at the same time. Hey, man, need a ride home, or can I get a ride home? Yeah, hop in, man. Let's go. It's like that. You know, serious douche tuber is what we're dealing with. And he's going to feel awfully funny because I'm out in the whole process. It's going to really be interesting, to explain it to y'all. So it's one of those things that, all right, I'm definitely going to lay it out where, it's going to be a lot of, right out of the gate, we'll go ahead and get it started. I think most everyone's going to be kind of picking it up as the everything kind of continues on. Let me get this out of the gate right now. First and foremost, I have done probably more than most people could imagine in the short amount of time I've been on this earth. And that is not patting myself on the back. That's not ego. When you've been there and kind of done that, you kind of get you kind of got the you bought the t-shirt sort of thing, and that is exactly what we're dealing with here. Um, Let me give you a kind of a rundown. When I graduated high school, I'd already had my CNA certificate for a grand total of 2 weeks by the time I graduated from high school. I've survived a broken home and came out with PTSD, went on and became a certified nurse's aide. A couple of years later, I got my chauffeur's driver's license, got a certificate as a certified medication technician, insulin certified, cross-trained in occupational therapy later on down the road, and then eventually took special courses so I could specialize in Alzheimer's and dementia. I briefly talked about this in Doug's live stream earlier, Doug Fairchild. I was in his live stream. I actually was in the medical field so long that so early on that I actually got to take care of a World War I veteran. Not a joke. Not a joke. I took care of a World War I veteran while working nursing homes. So that should tell you how long ago this was. They're all gone now. Dang shame, because they were really neat people, really neat people. No one talks about the Great War. Everyone talks about the First War, well, what is oftentimes called the Good War, but no one talks about the Great War very often. And that has actually been over 100 years ago. So that should give you an idea at my brain, basically at the things I've done. I also spent time, during, we all know that I'm in recovery, and we'll talk briefly about that. We'll save more of that for Sober Talk Live on Thursday nights, but we'll kind of touch base on it. At the age of 21, yes, I fell in the bottom of a bottle. I stayed there for 2 years. I came out for about a year and a half, and in that year and a half, I spent a lot of time with a lot of our veterans that were, very talented. So I learned a great deal about military history. I've taken it upon myself to continue learning, going above and beyond what I learned in high school. One of the things that our superintendent at my graduation had actually said, you have learned all we can teach you. Now it's up to you to continue to learn. And, Mr. Adams, wherever you're at, I listened. I continue to learn. Today, I know a great deal about history, culture, ancient religions. At one point in time where I live, I was the go-to guy for translating Norse runes. But after my stroke, I lost a lot of that knowledge, and it's really hard for me to read them now. What's going on, Raven? So, so that just should give you an idea how knowledgeable I actually am. What's going on, Miss Electric Gaming? Thank you for coming in. So, in a nutshell, been there, done that, continue to keep learning. February 7th, 2006, dear old Prince Magnum got sober. You all have heard that story. You all know that story. I have been at 9 months sober. Believe it or not, I was already involved with the Public Information Committee and cooperation with the Professional Community Committee. Basically, I was going into different places, speaking to providing professionals with information on Alcoholics Anonymous. I was working with the schools, with high schools. I was working with, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay, Raven. I'm not going to lie. I was pretty upset yesterday. I think you've already started kind of hearing some of the stuff that's been coming down the pipe. I'm not going to mention the person's name. They don't deserve any sort of credit. Basically, I've got another YouTuber out there basically trying to create controversy around my channel. Of all people, me, and I try to stay away from controversy. It's not my thing. I don't do well with controversy. And I know the guy. I know him personally. I work with the guy. Okay. So, and for those that are fairly new to the channel, Faye Rue is actually my wife. So she's in here right now supporting me, showing her support to her husband. Okay. So where was I? Okay. So I was already involved in service work, chairing meetings, was already involved with Alcoholics Anonymous at a very deep level by the time I was 27 years old. I got sober at 26. At 27, I'm deep in. I'd already been sponsoring numerous people. Some of them were successful, some of them weren't. That is the nature of Alcoholics Anonymous. By the time I was 3 years sober, I was already working deep. Well, I was already being the spokesperson at the area level for Alcoholics Anonymous for Eastern area, where the entire eastern half of the state of Missouri, all the groups and all the district figureheads come together, along with some other people working, that at that level, will come together 4 times a year, and we'll conduct how to spend the money for Alcoholics Anonymous. What's up, A&R? Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. I don't think we'll need it this time. We're going to deal with this proper. So basically, in a nutshell, I was already, working at that level. I mean, the next step up is all the way at New York for, working with the delegates at AA World Services. Okay. That would have been the next step, making the big decisions at the, once a year get together for Alcoholics Anonymous figureheads, and basically all the delegates then instruct the board of directors for Alcoholics Anonymous. So I was already working that deep, and I've done that off and on for many years. What's going on, Queen Bee? It's good to see you too, A&R. It's good to see you, Queen Bee. Wow, so many of you already pouring in from the Maverick Nation to, to support, to kind of stand up for me. Oh, thank you, Queen Bee. I appreciate you being in here. So I've already been, so even before the Prince Magnum channel, I have been in the thick of things in Alcoholics Anonymous, doing the right thing. I've spoken at numerous newcomers meetings. I've reached out and helped as many people as I possibly can. What's going on, Harold? Good to see you, buddy. So I've already, even in Alcoholics Anonymous, I have been involved. Oh, appreciate you taking time out, taking a little bit of time out for me, Harold. I appreciate you. So I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I didn't invent the t-shirt, but I got the t-shirt, so I've been doing it. Like I said, been in front of well over 150 to all the way over to like 250, and in some cases all the way up to 270 other alcoholics in the room, speaking to them about Alcoholics Anonymous. What's going on, Sean? Welcome to the live, my friend. So I have been there. I've been doing it, doing my dues, trying to do right for everybody, long before the Prince Magnum channel. The Prince Magnum channel starts. And I'm going to tell y'all straight up honest, for those that do not know, when I started the Prince Magnum channel, I was having serious heart problems. And it was so bad that, hey, what's going on, filming? Good to see you, buddy. Let me tell you like this. I was having problems with my heart, and it was so severe. Doctors and different doctors and cardiologists could not figure out what's going on with me. It got to the point where I stopped sleeping because I was afraid if I went to sleep, I wouldn't wake up. I was scared to death I would not wake up. And I was fairly new to marriage. I think it was Princess Faye and I had been married 4 months. 4 months when all of this came down the pipe. I had never been so scared in my life. And my kids weren't at home with me. And I'm like, if any of my knowledge goes, it's going to be lost. I haven't had a chance to pass it on to my children. For those that do not know, I follow along the lines of the Native American and Norse religions, a kind of a combination of the two. And because of that, your children are a testament to your afterlife. They carry on your knowledge. That is the testament that you are in your afterlife. They're the ones that speak of what you taught them and your praises, on earth. And in your afterlife, that basically speaks for your afterlife, if you will. So now that I've said that, my children aren't here. I cannot pass on that knowledge. I have been cut off from my religion, due to due to the communist state that I live in. It's just kind of how it is. Okay. So because of that, here I have a heart condition. I'm staring down the barrel. I don't know if I'm going to make it out. Like I said, I'm actually afraid to fall asleep because I'm afraid I may not wake up. So I start the Prince Magnum channel. I'd done one video and it was very poor quality. And the original Prince Magnum channel video was still up if anybody ever wants to see it. So there I am, I don't know if I'm going to make it out of this alive. That sort of thing. Okay, yeah. So you get it, Ron. You get it. So because of that, I start the Prince Magnum channel to start trying to make people think and make people kind of bring them into my world, my type of thinking. And I love how Jamie loves to put, things about my channel. She always likes to say that she says that I'm kind of an old soul. And I really appreciate that. That's really sweet of her. How Jamie puts that. Jamie, if you're watching this, thank you for saying those sweet things like that, But, I'm old fashioned, but yet I have a lot of that, stand up for yourself, do right, a lot of thought. And I'm really a product of my time, 1970s and 80s thinking. I'm a product of my time. Which that does cause problems from time to time. I'm not going to lie. It does occasionally cause problems. So once I came out of that, I'd already started the channel. I just kept going. Then Princess Faye has a horrible accident in the original project car for the Prince Magnum channel, and that is Project Beauty. A 1996 Ford Mustang. She has a horrible accident. Her head actually goes through the driver's window of the car, has to be airlifted from our small town all the way to St. Louis. I tease her about it every once in a while. I said, if you wanted a helicopter ride, we could have just paid for it. It'd been a lot cheaper than that. Thank goodness she came out of that. But the doctors suspect that she could lose her hearing or her eyesight or both. Now, since that accident, which has been 6 years ago, it looks like she's going to lose her hearing. When that day comes, I want the Prince Magnum channel to be secure enough that I can just stay home, make content, and put out those videos, make the money off of it, and take care of my wife. I don't want to have to rely on disability. Disability in everywhere here in the United States does not pay diddly squat. Okay. So I want to make enough money where I can support us comfortably, stay at home, and take care of my wife. Why? Because I love my wife that much. And I know there's a lot of ladies in here right now that are like, that is what's up. That is what marriage is about. And all of us guys, we know that. We don't always admit that we're that deeply in love with our wives, but that's the real deal. Now, after the accident with Project Beauty, I'm like, if something happens and I can't create car content, I came up with the idea. I'd already been toying with it, came out with Surviving Romance. So now that I've said the two main series here on the Prince Magnum channel, Do It Yourself Budget Hot Rodding and Surviving Romance, I am now going to announce once again, for those of you who do not know, the Prince Magnum channel, to my knowledge, is the first YouTube channel in the world to do both custom cars and romance as its main platform. Someone call Guinness. Not a joke. I am currently, to my knowledge, the first in the world to do both custom cars and romance as its main platform in social media, or for that matter, anywhere else. I am the first, to my knowledge. Thank you, A&R. Let y'all take that in, okay? And the two subjects have always went together. The two subjects have always went together. Now, I will have to say it was one of my customers that I met at work one day that actually said, hot rodding and romance together? I don't see how that fits. I said the two subjects have always went together. So currently, right now, where I live, believe it or not, I have been unofficially named the most romantic husband in St. Francis County, Missouri. Unofficially, of course. That being said, I have also done numerous videos and even live streams to help. See, I know I'm not the only one. And I actually had someone look. And we looked for months. Megan, thank you for that wonderful compliment. I appreciate that. So, it took a little while to get the channel noticed for all the things that we do. Again, I try to bring history. I try to bring, engine science, car knowledge. I try to bring as much to the table as I possibly can. And because our main platform is hot rodding and romance, but yet we expand into so many other areas: video games, history, culture, art. We deal in art, cooking, you name it, we do it. What at this point, what is our message here on the Prince Magnum channel? And I think even Ron will definitely vouch for me. Ron, I know you're going to give me a big thumbs up on this. What is our message? It is a message of hope. You can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong with a message of hope. I don't bring religion to the forefront, really, other than don't be a militant religious type. Don't be that person that is bringing other people down. I hate the fact that there are so many religions they'll get their congregation together and this is bad, that is bad, and then they start poking their nose in politics. No. Good to see you, Miss Kelly. I said hi. I don't know if you heard me, but hi. Good to see you, Miss Kelly. Miss Kelly is another one of the sweet people that we have here on the Prince Magnum channel. If you do not know her, you're missing out. A lot of you in here right now, content creators, have been through the same exact thing. Right? Exactly, Kelly. So we have, that is our message. Now, I hate to hear that. So I'm going to say it again, okay? I'm going to say it again. I have done numerous videos trying to do the right thing. I've even at one time had to defend a guy who was actually putting down a police officer who had passed away. I actually defended and actually made a valid point, for him, Exactly. Now, again, there's the Prince Magnum channel does not discriminate against any religion. We just speak against the bad things, which that's in every religion. You're going to get good and bad in everything, Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate that. Big streamer hug to all of you today, coming in here and supporting me. So, we have done everything we can here on the channel. Many of you have seen the video, one of my all-time favorites, do-it-yourself budget hot rodding, A Birthday to Remember. One of my favorites. And I know there's many people that have probably even broke down into tears because I was trying to do right. Just trying to do right. And it was for a friend of mine. That young man loves YouTube, There you go. Days in, our message is one of our other messages. Be yourself, because there's only one of you. Mr. Rogers was right. Be yourself. As long as you're not hurting anybody or yourself, you do you. It is not my place to tell anyone how to live. It is my place to present new and different ideas. What's going on, Minty? Welcome to the live stream, my friend. That is part of what I do. Try to present new ideas to kind of add to your own and maybe set you on the right path so you can continue to be yourself in a more positive sense. That is what In Your Face was originally designed for. And there's an entire generation of young men and women who wasn't given the good things that I was taught when I was younger. You know, I'll be honest with you. I'm still a little upset about yesterday. I think you probably have heard a little bit coming down the pipe. There you go. See, that's what's up, Miss Kelly. So there's good, you're going to get good and bad even here on YouTube. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm still angry, but I'm going to deal with this in the right way. So, the Prince Magnum channel has done, we have done numerous charity events raising money for different causes. I've even raised, put money together and bought stuff for care packages for the troops overseas, okay? Right out of the pocket of the Prince Magnum channel. Spent money on it because I actually have to budget myself on the channel. Not a joke. So, I took it right out of the pocket of my channel and bought stuff for the troops. We've even done in recent, just this year alone, we have done magic shows. For those of you who have been stuck at home, can't take your kids out, free magic show right here on YouTube. Didn't have to pay a dime, entertain the kids. Perfect for the whole family, and we had a great time doing it. We have done everything. Oh, me too. I love my cigars. Thank you so much, A&R. Love you guys. Vic Streamer hug to all of you. And we try to go live once a week and share the message of Alcoholics Anonymous, because I know there's AA members out there and NA members and Cocaine Anonymous members and all sorts of different people out there that are struggling to stay sober during this pandemic. We have continued to try to bring that message of sobriety right into everyone's home. So we have been there. We have done that. We have bought the t-shirt here on the Prince Magnum channel. This November, that's right, Minty, I got my cup of coffee and I got my cigar. So we have tried to do right. So I'm going to say it again. That is our message, a message of hope here on the Prince Magnum channel. Yesterday's came and went. Tomorrow is a mystery. We only have today to live in and make the most of it. So here we are. Someone puts a nasty video up trying to spread lies, and how deceitful this person really is. Again, I work with this guy. I actually can go to work and see this person, okay? Which, believe me, when all this started happening before yesterday, I wanted to thump on him. I'm not going to lie. I was very angry, so angry. And, I have that, that fighter alcoholic mentality. So it's a struggle. That's right, A&R. That's right. So I'm not going to lie. I'm human, okay? Remember what I said the other day. I'm a human being first and a sober alcoholic second. And I wear my emotions right on my sleeve. Not gonna lie, okay? So basically what happens is it happened during Wednesday Night Raiders. Yeah, it's the first time I've ever had this happen. Yeah, great way to start the morning off. Good cup of coffee. I'm right there with you, Ron. Right there with you. This is the first time anything like this has ever happened. Yeah, in my case, it's actually hurtful because of the message we try to present. Okay. Welcome back, Queen. Okay, Ron. So let me start giving you the rundown. Wednesday Night Raiders. Okay, Wednesday Night Raiders. It's a great way to support the YouTube community. Now, I always know that there's always going to be that risk in doing this. There's always going to be that one douche tuber, that one douche canoe that's not going to appreciate it, and it's going to be nothing but hateful about it. Well, we ran into that this past Wednesday, and trying to yeah, it's a commonplace thing. Sorry about that. In a nutshell, I think we're okay, right? Well, we're going to get to all of this in a moment. Now, I'm going to out this person. I'm not going to use their name. I even know their real name. I even know where the person lives. Okay. So it's kind of like that. You know, basically, at this point, yeah. Well, so let's running this down. Wednesday night Raiders, we actually had one person that was very unappreciative and kind of made a fool of themselves in their own stream. That's their own fault. I can't help that. When we went in to raid their channel, they got really upset about it. Okay, fine. Maybe you want your channel to grow that organically. It is hard to grow it that way. So if you are that dead set that you're going to do it, we won't raid you again. But because you acted like a fool, we're not going to give you any likes. And we're not going to hit that subscribe button, okay? Because you acted a fool towards the entire group that came over there, including me, okay? And I was very angry. I called it as I see it. The guy's a douche tuber. Okay? He's a douche tuber. He had no business, if he's gonna act like that in his own live stream, that is his own fault. And I will say it right now, folks. If you're trying to get your channel monetized, keep the cursing to a minimum, okay? Because YouTube will not monetize a video at all if there's a lot of foul language, and yeah. So a lot of you already know in the community exactly what happened. Well, this coworker of mine, this person that I know, was there. He's like, well, I get it. I don't think he's wrong for it. I'm like, well, fine. That's your business. You are entitled to your opinion. Okay. Just like I'm entitled to mine. It's one of those things, that's why I tried not to. I mean, I do slip up from time to time, and I do apologize when I do for the ladies that's in the chat or in the video. But if I'm doing edited content, I find it funnier if I bleep myself out. To me, it's funnier that way. But that's, again, my opinion. That's just how I edit my videos. So now that I've said all of this, okay, bear in mind, okay, he goes into the other person, goes back to the other person's channel and starts talking trash about me. Okay? It's my opinion. That right. And but I will also say that a lot of cussing and a lot of cussing in your stream kind of also, it deters from the message sometimes. I mean, sometimes you got to do it to emphasize what you're trying to say. And the swearing, the cussing and the swearing shows sometimes it's needed to show that emotion. So just be smart about it, just be smart about it. Sometimes you got to put that out there and really say what needs to be said. So if you're a small channel and you're trying to build up, keep it to a minimum. But then, basically, Sean. So now that I've said that, he goes, starts talking trash. My little sister was watching him and spotted it. And she turned right around and immediately banned him from my channel, dropped the ban hammer, gone. And he then catches up with me later on Friday, and it comes out, I talked to that guy. It's all cool. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Don't try to lie to me. I said, really? I said, because my little sister was watching you in his chat, and busted you. You've been banned from my channel. What? I've been banned? I'm like, yes, no more support from me. You're not allowed to talk garbage like that to me. If you can't stand, if you can't look at me, basically, if you can't look me in the eye and talk to me man to man, man to man about how you feel, then, no, you don't get to talk that kind of smack behind my back. Okay. Sort of trash talk. I wouldn't tolerate that when I was drinking, and I'm not going to tolerate it now. That was the end of it. And he's like, well, there was more said. I smoothed things over. Really? I'll tell you what, I'm going to go home and I'm going to look at that stream. I'm going to take a close look at it. And if it's like you say it is, it'll all be cool. I went for that particular stream to, take a good close look at what was said in the chat. Here's the surpriser, folks. That video was taken down, edited, and put back up as a compilation video cutting out the chat. This was orchestrated, folks. This was orchestrated. Then, later that day, he releases the video where nobody would be able to see what was exactly said by him. This was orchestrated. Now, that is how low this guy is. I'm going to say it, and this is a little bit of emotion. This guy is so low, if he sat on a piece of toilet paper, his feet would dangle. He's been in trouble numerous times at work, several times, nearly lost his job due to sexual harassment, and he swings the other way. So the sexual harassment is coming from guys, okay? But here's the problem with that. The guys are going to be embarrassed to talk about, some other dude sexually harassing them. It's embarrassing, okay? But here's the thing, okay? He's that much of a low-life snake, He talks horrible to all the ladies there. He thinks that he's some great guy, done all these great things, and he's full of crap. I've caught him in numerous lives, but I let him have it because it makes him feel special. Hey, what's going on, Harrison? It makes him feel important. He is not that special, okay? There it is. Yes, every one of us is special in our own ways, but if you go out of your way to make yourself not, to make yourself, that horrible person, that's on you. But he's that low. I mean, really. Harrison, you've been working a lot, though. Good to see you, buddy. I mean, that is how low this person is. I mean, why? Why in the world would you be that low? If you got that big of a problem, don't put it out there like that. Right. So he's been banned from my Facebook, drop that ban hammer. He's been banned from my Discord. He's not allowed there anymore. If he shows up any way, shape, or form, out. Along with that, he's, hey, what's going on, Jack? Sent him a live stream. So, in a nutshell, we have done that's right. He's that low of a snake, Right? So, I mean, he's really that bad. Here I'm trying to put out content to make people feel good about life, to draw closer to their other half, things like that. And trying to, do car content and things like, and give people that message of hope. And here this low-life snake attacks me. I mean, that is low. I mean, how low can you go? He does the limbo in life every day, I think that's, So, I mean, he's just that kind of a person, I'm not mentioning his name for two reasons. Number one, at work, we signed a statement that basically says that we will not attack each other. Yeah, he's very dangerous to society. We'll get to that in a minute. We signed an agreement at work, and now every new hire has to sign the same agreement, which, by the way, he was even fired, had to re-sign this thing when they brought him back. So now that I said that, he actually signed a social media clause with being hired. So what does that mean? Basically, if he puts anything nasty up on social media in any way, shape, or form, he can lose his job and possibly find himself in a courtroom smack dab with a huge lawsuit. This is a form of social media harassment. Let me explain. When you get, before you get to 1,000, right on, Ron. I see, I got the message you sent. So now that I've said that, okay, he basically, put this out there. It is and it isn't. In Missouri, they don't recognize that federal law, unfortunately. Technically, they should, but Missouri really doesn't bother with it. The police are too busy running around after rioters. Yes, I said rioters, a part of a single-minded organization that likes to claim that they're not racist, but they are. Right? See what I mean? So yeah, he's a low-life snake. Okay. So on top of that, like I said, this guy's a big creepo. Okay. So right. So now that I've said all of that, on top of that, it's pretty bad when his own family says he's a jerk. His own siblings are like, I have nothing to do with him. They pretty much don't even, he's pretty well on his own. The guy has drugs and alcohol problems too. Right? Exactly. So, it's one of those things. This guy is a piece of work. Okay. Again, when we rated that stream, I'm like, dude, whatever, So, we all left. The guy ended up with one dislike. It didn't come from me. If anybody else put it there, that is not my problem. Okay. That is not my problem. So basically, this dude is now facing where he could lose his job. And I probably will be pushing the issue first thing Monday morning with my boss. Along with that, pretty much almost all of his supporters come from the Prince Magnum channel. He attacked the guy who was helping him. That is seriously a low-life move. As my sister would say, biting the hand that feeds you. We've raided his channel before. How douchey can you get? So in a nutshell, the guy stabbed me in the back. That is the most upsetting part because I know the guy, work with the guy, and he stabs me in the back. Folks, personally, if it had been anybody else, I wouldn't care less, honestly. Exactly. And yes, I've done satire videos about things that tick me off in the workplace, but there's a big difference between satire and actual attacks, okay? So, believe me when I say I am angry, yes, but I'm trying to take the high road here, okay? In a nutshell, this person, he basically is wrecking his own channel. Folks, I'm going to say it right now. What's going on, Alley Cat? I'm going to say it right now. Channels that build themselves on controversy usually don't go that far, okay? That is why I don't do it. It's good to see you, Alley Cat. Channels that do that sort of thing trying to live off of other channels do not make it. Okay. Eventually, they're going to have to actually provide real content. That is exactly what we're going to do. You know, what we will continue to do here on the Prince Magnum channel. And that is what we're going to do. Well, yeah, exactly, Ms. Kelly, exactly. Well, it's good to see all of you. Again, you know, this was a straight up attack. You know, he's he basically overstepped his line. If he had that big of a problem, we could talk about it. You know, maybe he was feeling like he had to say what he said. I mean, he's that kind of a low life. He will, he will never amount to what we do. Okay. He'll destroy his own channels. He will do to himself exactly what I have seen so many other content creators do. They destroy their channel by doing stupid stuff just like this. When you attack a guy who's, and I'm not saying I'm squeaky clean. Right. People that do that sort of stuff, they don't go very far. They don't go very far. Eventually it catches up. Eventually it catches up to you. So that's exactly what's going on. It's going to catch up to this dude. And it's not going to be me that has to worry about it. If you will, karma, dogma, whatever you believe in. Thank you, Miss Kelly. And if y'all get a chance, hit the capture message, screenshot it, send it to me if you would, please. If you get a moment. We'll need that username. Exactly, Ms. Kelly. We will have our day in that. Yeah. Anyhow, so in the end, this person's destroying himself. I can't help him. And I know he's got a problem with drugs and alcohol. I suspect, thank you so much, Queen. I suspect in the next few years that he will be sitting in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous wondering what the heck just happened. I suspect it'll be probably around his 30s, but that's what's going to happen to him. He's going to continue and he's going to end up there and it's going to be his own fault. Because right in front of him is a guy who's willing to help. But I can't help him right now. Does that mean at some point I'm going to forgive him? Yes. What's going on, TFZ? Good to see you, buddy. Yes, I will eventually. When that day comes, I'll be right there. He's a sick person. He's a sick person, and eventually he's going to have to face his demons. There you go. So eventually he's going to have to face those personal demons. When that day comes, I'll be willing to listen. I'm not that kind of a person. Yes, I'm angry, but, I'll get mad and glad in the same freaking pants that I put on this morning. That's just the way it is. I'm not going to be that kind of a person, But at day's end, yes, he did this to himself. I won't even give his name because I don't want you all to go over there and give him any support. If any of you know who I'm talking about, well, yeah, which brings to mind, something that we say in Alcoholics Anonymous. Something that we say in Alcoholics Anonymous is straight up, here it is. If you take a drunken horse thief and you sober them up, they're still a horse thief. They're just a sober horse thief. So if there's, nothing changes, if nothing changes, okay? So at any point, if you get, and I know Queen Bee will send you, probably send you the information, but if you guys are supporting him, I suggest dropping that support until he's ready to straighten up his act. Am I saying his channel needs to go away? No. I think he's got potential. He's got a great deal of potential. But at day's end, until he can get the controversy out of his head, I think he needs to not get any support. And he definitely won't be getting from my end. Because plain and simple, there's no way I'm going to support someone that puts down, that's going to put down good people. Plain and simple. And I try to be. I'm not always saying I'm there. He's got potential. He's got potential to go somewhere here on YouTube and everywhere else. And again, this guy's even rode in Project Spirit. He's rode in Project Lena. Even been over to his place and looked at his stuff and said, gave some suggestions and things like that. And he's even gave suggestions here on my channel. Didn't necessarily think that was the direction I wanted to go, but I still listened, So we worked together. And I've even been a guest on his Twitch channel. Yes, I've been a guest on his Twitch channel. And a lot of y'all remember that because I'd pulled down 19 days straight at work that time. So, yes, I mean, try to bring him support, and I was in there supporting him. And he basically stabs me in the back like that. Folks, there's nothing worse than something like that. It's a horrible experience when you know the person, you're friends with them, and then they stab you in the back. So he will get no support from me until, and he doesn't even have to apologize. He's just got to straighten up his act, So it's one of those things. Yeah, that's a constant battle. But we are managing to do very, very well here on the Prince Magnum channel. We are actually creeping, and now that we've talked about this, how big are we getting? How big is the Prince Magnum channel getting? Here it is, folks. The Prince Magnum channel is creeping up on 1.09K. At the end of this stream, with all of the people that have came in this morning to support me, I can pretty well guarantee that we are now under 700 hours to go until the Prince Magnum channel is once again fully monetized. We'll be able to do the super chat and everything like that. We are that close, from DIY to romance, DIY cars, romance, even working on the bicycle project, restoring old items, all of these things, I have brought to do my best to bring it to you guys in the community, to show you that doing something with yourself isn't a waste of time, to continue to learn. And YouTube is a great learning tool. It's an amazing learning tool. And, that is the power of the Prince Magnum channel. We are that strong. Okay, what's up, Chairman? Along with that, I will soon be doing the Cinnamon character once I'm able to set it up with a friend of mine who has a 13,000 subscriber channel. Along with that, has her own podcast, wants to bring me on doing the Cinnamon character. Of all the things, to do the Cinnamon character, to reach her audience, to show, and what, for the record, the Cinnamon character is designed nowadays for a couple. Number one, to, it's all good. Number one, to remind everyone to just be yourself. To be yourself. Number two, to remind everyone that, when that bedroom door closes, to turn up the heat, because there's two sides of romance. There's two sides of romance. And the first side of romance is wholeheartedly, the first side is all the sweet stuff that we have been doing for several years here on the channel. Number two, there is the other side, the spicy side. When that bedroom door closes, Cinnamon is a reminder of that side of romance, to turn up the heat, to keep it interesting, whatever it is that you like, as long as there's consenting adults and nobody gets hurt. So that is what that character is to remind us of. And we have done that here on this channel. And at the same time, the outpouring from the LBGT community has been very, very positive. That is amazing. So we have managed to say to the LBGT community, I may not fully understand you, but it's not my place to fully understand you. It is your place to understand you. You're the one who has to be comfortable in your skin. And at the same time, it is to remind them that it's perfectly okay to be yourself. As long as you're not hurting anybody or yourself, be yourself. Thank you, A&R. Appreciate that, buddy. So that's what's up. We have managed to do that. We've managed to do more good than ever imagined just this year alone. And God only knows where we're going to continue to keep going. And it's because of you guys out there that continue to push me and to get me to do these sort of things, to come, to do what I do, to continue to push me to strive for bigger and better things. That is how awesome all of you are. Without you guys, I would just be some knucklehead on a camera, okay? Or, in this case, a cellular device coming to you guys saying, hey, this is a message of hope. I know a lot of you out there, if he spend more time in the books, he might go somewhere. You never know. People like that, you never know. You never know. They may still have potential in them. And even my YouTube stalker, maybe the day will come when he's like, you know what? Maybe I need to do something with myself. What's going on, sis? Oh, you know which one was talking trash. You know which one. Don't put his name in the chat. Don't put his name. Even if you know who it is, do not say who it is. He deserves no views, deserves no support. A view is still a view, even if it's a dislike. Don't pay any mind to him. He deserves nothing. And again, a reminder to all of the content creators. Exactly. No, it wasn't him. I think they're working together. It's one of those things. I'll have to explain it later or watch the playback, sis. But here it is in a nutshell. Okay. This Joker has he's hurting his own channel. Okay. Because I wanted to help him, but I'm not going to help a person that stabs me in the back, He deserves no help, plain and simple. But here it is in a nutshell. We're going to continue to do what we do. Tonight, we're even going to go live and do a magic show tonight. I've not done one in a little while. If you have kids and you've not been able to get out and because of this pandemic, if you've not been able to get out and take your kids anywhere, free magic show tonight, right here on the Prince Magnum channel. If you've got kids, or maybe you're a kid at heart and want to see some magic, we're going to do it tonight. Okay? Plain and simple. Why? Because I'm a parent myself and I get it. And I'm a big kid at heart myself. You know, I still got a lot of teenager in me. It'll be 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, U.S. Okay, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. For those of you on the over in the United Kingdom, that'll be 1 o'clock. That'll be about like 1 o'clock a.m. for you guys. For those of you in the East Coast of the United States, that'll be 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, you guys' time. 7 o'clock Central. There you go, Allie. 7 o'clock Central. For those of you Mountain Time, that'll be 6 o'clock. And for those of you on the West Coast, that'll be 5 o'clock, I think. Yeah, you guys are 2 hours behind me, so that'll be 5 o'clock. You know, out there on the West Coast. So definitely, I apologize, A&R. I know you're down in Australia, and I don't remember what you guys' time zone is. I forget. I apologize. But yes, 7 o'clock Central Standard U.S. time. We're going to go live. We're going to do a magic show. So if you've got kids or you're a big kid at heart, come in, hang out. We're going to try to keep it as fun as possible. We're going to keep it lighthearted. You know, basically, I'm not going, one monkey don't stop no show. And that's a big monkey trying to stop the Prince Magnum channel. He's obviously a liar. He's a charlatan. He's a cancerous tumor on YouTube for now. And right now he's a benign tumor. Hope he never reaches malignant status. But one day I hope he finds whatever peace. Well, let's see. I'm midnight, you guys' time. See, right now it's 11 o'clock a.m. my time. So if it's midnight, you guys' time, you're what? 11 hours. You're 11 hours behind me. So it's probably going to be like really early morning. Well, it'll be early in the morning for you. So there it is. You know, we are going to continue to do what we have done for nearly 5 years here on the Prince Magnum channel, doing the right thing, reaching out to people, giving them hope, while still showing off what I can do, because that is what it's all about, a message of hope, and continuing to urge all of you to continue to grow as people, to find whatever peace you need to in life, because at day's end, we're the only ones there you go. You know, what at day's end, you're the only one who can live in your own skin. And you have to do it comfortably. So that is what's up. You know, plain and simple. We have continued to try to do the right thing. We had a hiccup in the road, and I am not stopping the Wednesday Night Raiders. If anything, we're going to drive even harder if we have to. Just to try to reach those small channels and try to shout out those people who deserve those views, to deserve that support. There you go. And if you can make it, great. If not, I'll make sure that the playback is there. You know, and again, you know, yeah, the person did what he did, but at day's end, I never, you know, put him down. Ah, you're from the future. I love it. I love it. That's right. That's right. You're in the future. You know, at day's end, all that matters is that we continue to do the right thing. Again, if anything, Wednesday Night Raiders, we're going to drive even harder to reach those small channels that deserve their voice right here on YouTube, as we continue to do. And we will not stop until those channels get recognized more and more. Okinawa, that was, most people tend to forget that about the atrocities that they basically a lot of people tend to forget that the United States did, roughed up Japan pretty roughly in World War II, but they're an amazing country. Their culture is absolutely fantastic. I've had the opportunity to learn a little bit about Japanese culture, and they are very, very wonderful people. And again, for those who do not know, Princess Faye is my beautiful, gorgeous wife, the lovely Princess Faye Rue. I still chase after her like I never caught her. And for the record, I will say this. I think all of you might think this is kind of funny. Princess Faye is kind of, like a lot of our lovely ladies here. Again, for the record, I will say that all of you ladies are beautiful and special in your own way. And I would never take that from you. But the most beautiful woman in the world will always be my wife. So now that I've said that, she occasionally gets a little jealous with me because I am a flirtatious kind of guy. And I will tease with her. There you go. See, there you go. Wonderful people. Big shout out to the folks in Japan. I will also say that, because I'm a flirt and everything, Princess Faye gets a little uncomfortable about it. Well, here's something that I started saying a couple months ago to her. I started teasing and say, well, it's not my fault that everything that comes out of my mouth is smoother than the cream cheese you put on your bagel. Oh, my wife. Hey, what's going on, Jamie? Said a lot of wonderful things today. Yeah, just laughing at that. That's just the way it is. I'm a natural flirt, but at day's end, I will also say that in teasingly flirting, there's one thing I will never say to any other woman except my wife. And that is, she's the only woman in the world that I will ask to go cruising with me. For those that do not know, I am a hot rodder from the late 90s. And in the late 90s, cruising was a thing. You get in the car. There you go. Yeah, Princess Faye definitely deserves a lot more credit for her amazing art. I'm very fortunate, very lucky to have married such an amazing woman. Without her, the Cinnamon character would not exist. Big shout out to Let's Talk About It with Jamie, another one of my sunny friends. So cruising with your sweetheart is an important thing to a lot of us old school hot rodders, okay, from the late 90s. And because if you had built your own car, you always wanted to be seen in the coolest car with the hottest gal in town. Oh my gosh, yes. Actually, stream that she did, the last stream that she did, she actually painted one of the axe heads that we did here on the channel. We'll have to grab that before the end of the stream and I'll show that off. So again, here on the Prince Magnum channel, it's all about romance. Hey, what's going on, Doug? Good to see you, buddy. Great stream you put on, Doug. Awesome chill stream. I loved it from beginning to end of what I got to see. And big shout out to Doug Fairchild. Absolutely an amazing guy. Puts on an amazing stream. Wonderful, wonderful guy. Big streamer hug to Doug Fairchild. Big streamer hug to all of you out there coming in and showing some love. I appreciate every last one of you. You guys are amazing through and through. I can't say enough good about all of you. You guys are awesome. And I'm fortunate to be the content creator that I am.
I can't open it.
You can't open it, baby? Okay. Don't worry, you loosened it.
Thank you.
You're welcome, baby.
I didn't, but thank you.
So let me say this, now that I've talked about cruising, because I'm still a teenager at heart, cruising was the thing when I was a teenager. And if you were a teenager and you had a cool, you fixed up your own car. There you go. Oh yeah, Princess Faye is an amazing artist. So now that I've said that, cruising is still an important thing to all of us old hot rodders. If we were building cars when we were a teenager, we always wanted to be seen in that cool car that we worked on with the hottest gal in town. Well, I still got the cool car, no question about it. But no matter where I'm at, no matter what's going on, the hottest gal in any town, wherever I'm at, will always be my wife. That is what is up right there. So that is why she is the only woman that will ever hear that line from me. She will always be. Oh, I heard about that. You're going to have to if you've got some video footage, put that shit up there so we can see it, brother. Excuse my language to all of the ladies in the chat. For the record, I still hold the car door open for my wife. You always know when we're arguing because she won't let me hold the car door open. Well, she won't let me hold the door open for her. Or if we're in a real big hurry, she'll just open the door, And it's like, what are you doing, woman? Don't do that. You lost your ever-loving mind. Like I said, and I want Princess Faye to have the most bragging rights she can possibly have. There is video footage here on the Prince Magnum channel where I am on stage serenading my wife in a karaoke bar. Yeah, that is a thing. And I know many of you in here right now have seen those videos and love them from beginning to end. Again, you guys are that awesome, So we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to do what we're doing. Oh, Megan. Oh, that's all good, TFZ. You're an amazing friend. That's funny. That's funny. Again, I'm the luckiest content creator in the world. I have all of you in here right now supporting me during a trying time. Again, it hurt because, it hurt and it pissed me off to no end because, this person attacked me, and it's a person I thought was a friend, That's awesome. This person basically stabbed me in the back and it was someone I thought was a friend, but at day's end, I'm still rocking and rolling. And one day he's going to have to own up to the fact that he did what he did, because yeah, I probably said a few things in that stream that I probably shouldn't have. I'll admit it. There's probably a couple things I even said, that I probably shouldn't have. But you know what? I'm human too. But I didn't go out of my way to attack anybody. If anything, it's like, I can't help you. I'm not going to help someone who's like that. If you're going to be that kind of a person, I don't need that kind of negativity. There's enough of that in the world to last us all a lifetime and then some. That's right, Miss Kelly. And again, I'm fortunate, that I have all of you, because at day's end, I know who I am. You all know who I am. That's all that matters. I can still look at myself in the mirror. Can he say the same? And the answer is probably no. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him now that I think about that. I really do feel bad for him. So when this stream ends, I might just have to say a special prayer for him and hope he finds the peace that he's not evidently finding right now, that one day he finds that peace before his life is over in this world. When we all pass on to that next, I hope he finds that peace in life, because, obviously he doesn't have any, no matter what he thinks, no matter what aura of BS he puts on, because I know the real truth, So that's where I stand on all of this. I might just have to say a special prayer for him, because right now he's a low-life snake. But I know at day's end, it's not really that he's a bad person. He's a sick person. So that's where I stand on it. So I appreciate y'all being here with me again. Later on today, Magic live stream. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm going to do my best because I know all of you out there are supporting me. That is how lucky I am to have all of you. So that brings us to our usual spot. As I begin to shut down this stream. Oh, you guys are amazing. Thank you all so much for being here. Hang on a second. Megan, you've been in here enough. Hang on. I know YouTube won't update this till later, but Megan, I just gave you a wrench. I know you'll watch my back. Okay? I know you'll watch my back, Megan. You and that hubby of yours, you guys will watch over me. Make sure you'll be my eyes in the sky, or as we like to say here on the Prince Magnum channel, I know that making you a maverick mechanic, that I now have another person in my corner. Oh, they updated it now. There we go. All right, well then I'll just go ahead and say it like this. Megan, if you'll do me a favor. There you go. If you'll do me a favor, Megan, say something in the chat. You'll notice the color of the text of your name has changed. You'll notice an icon next to your name. That is because you are now a member of the Maverick Mechanics. Welcome to that club of folks that I know will watch over me. You will be my eyes in the sky. I know that when you are in my live stream, that I am safe and protected from the people that want to take and try to bring me down. I know wholeheartedly that you will watch my back, because there's a whole lot of people out there that do not like positive. They want to bring everyone down. That's right. Megan's a wonderful, wonderful friend. And I am very fortunate once again to make more wonderful friends within the members of the Eclipse, to make the wonderful friends that I have in the Sunnies, and those of you in the gaming community. I am a very fortunate content creator, and I love every last one of you for all of the wonderful things that you bring into my life and into the Prince Magnum channel. That is how special all of you are. So that brings us to a spot where I will say to all of you, get out there and work on a project. I don't care what it is. Just do something with yourself. Remember, idle hands and a creative mind go together like oil and water. If you have a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet and do something special for them today. And as always, for all of you, including that person that was saying nasty things about me, if no one has told any of you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you and have a happy 24. Thank you.